Yes guys, welcome back. Part 6 of the Escort build. So, if you joined us last time, we were doing intercooler and we were doing radiator. So they're done. So what we're going to be doing in today's episode. In today's episode we're going to be making a coolant tank, aluminium one. We're going to be plumbing the gear cables up so we've got 6 speed. So plan is we're going to get the complete tower out of the Leon. We're going to mount that in this somehow. And we are also going to be doing, what else are we doing? Oh, plumbing coolant hoses up, yeah, because they don't line up, so we're going to have to plumb coolant hoses up, get them plumbed at radiator. Once that's done, we are cooking on gas. We are getting close with this thing. What will we have left at that point? We will have fuel system. So I still need to decide what I'm doing with a fuel tank. What else? Oh, pedal box, yeah, I'm dreading that as well. See, I was dreading this. If you watch my early videos, I would tell you I was dreading doing intercooler and radiator fan. Well, now I've done that, to be fair, it weren't that bad. I don't know what I'm worrying about. But pedal box, I am dreading pedal box. Plan with pedal box will be, that's going to be probably part 7, if in all honesty. Part 7 will probably be that. So we will take pedal box out of Leon, we'll take pedal box out of this and see if we can make something work. If we can't, it'll be aftermarket pedal box. We are going to be using an electronic throttle pedal. Plan is either use a Mark 4 one or a Mark 5 one. Probably Mark 4 due to some issues, which I'll explain in that video. I'll not bog you down on this one, I'll explain in that video. So yeah, let's get to it. Let's make a coolant tank. So we're going to design this coolant tank. Nothing fancy. We are literally going to make it out of cardboard to start with, make sure it fits, make sure we're happy with how it looks, and then we'll just translate it to aluminium, cut it on guillotine, and yeah, really simple. We want scissors, not them. Let's get some scissors. So it wants to be 4-inch wide still. Just mark 4 inch there. Oh, that is, and again here. And again here. Just a rough sort of length. 10 inch. 10 inch should be plenty. So up that end we'll work for. Mark at 10 inch. There essentially is base, so we want to get this in as least amount of pieces as possible. So that one, then like a 120 degree bend, fold, and then we'll try and get like the sides. So that'll be like one piece, and then we'll get the sides in another piece. Yeah, we should do that.
I was gonna know how much it is.
We're not. We're just gonna guess. Could do with something like a straight. I mean, we'll use scissors. We're gonna be rough as out. We'll use scissors. So this is proper crude, obviously. We're just making it literally a cardboard template. It's crude as out. Alright, so already looking good. That's his top, that's his bottom. So we'll need some sides on that. It's gonna be like a triangle shape. And then I've got a cap what's gonna go here on top. I'll have to sit this a bit further down, actually, because the cap's quite tall. Cap on top. This coolant hose here, we're gonna edit it, we're gonna put a fitting on there, probably at a 45 degree angle. The bottom one's going to have like a 90 degree thing welded onto it or something like that, I don't know. I mean, we'll figure it out as we go, because this is the original coolant pipe. Obviously going to be no good now, doesn't fit because it's designed to sit up here, so can't do that because the strut tower it way. Otherwise I would have just bolted the original one, but it doesn't fit and I don't want it to look a bodge, so we're not bodging, we're going to make it right. So my only concern is, and this is a concern, that this has got to be higher than everything else. So, got to be high up on it. So it'll just be a case of get it as high as we physically can, even with that cap on. Yeah. I'll tell you what, let's get the cap and the thing. So there's the neck, the cap's upstairs in a box. So here's this cap. It's a stamp cap. So these are pretty good caps. It's a beautiful CNC billet neck. Now the cap's a pressure cap, these are more like suited to Hondas and stuff, but even the Volkswagen standard would have had a pressure cap on it. Don't know the pressure rating of the standard one. This is 18 to 22 PSI, so it's pretty good. It's like got a security lever on it. So they're good. So it also does run a pressure overflow. So what we'll do here is that all out of wing now. If you can see that on camera, we'll just dump this straight out of wing on a piece of silicone hose, sorted. So if it ever does boil up for any reason or whatever,
All on the road.
yeah, dumps it all up road. Not in my clean engine bay. So anyway, we can see how it's going to sit now. So that way around, we're going to want the cap. In fact, it might end up going down that hole down there and looking at that. Yeah. I'll end up doing that, putting it back, running coolant hose down there and through that hole.
Do it like a thingy pipe, you know, with aircon pipe.
Yeah.
Just run it down there.
In terms of that, that's higher than everything on coolant system, so that's good. That's what you want because that return's got to come into there at a bit of an angle. So same again. Maybe even be able to use the original one. Might just like put a long piece of rally pipe in there and just put it straight in at an angle. Then I could use the original one.
Yeah.
Bottom one's not going to work. There's no way on hell that's going to work.
It needs to be opposite way, doesn't it?
Something's got to happen with that one. But that's looking nice. Bonnet should shut at that, no problem, because it sits on them. So bonnet should shut at that, fine. I think we're good at that, you know. I think we're good. I think let's start making that in aluminium now.
That is.
Just try it.
That's not going to work. That.
Hang on, let me see if I can get my hand through here. Right. You lower bonnet down at that now. Oh, can't because my arm, can you? Can't. My arm. Well, anyway. Right. So what about?
What about take it?
Hang on, if I sit that there like that, it's a bit higher than it needs to be. Isn't it?
I still think
Just need to know if there's a thing on that cap. Yeah. Yeah, that's touching that cap at that. It's got to be lower then, hasn't it? It's got to go a touch lower.
Yeah.
It's got to sit like that, which still is fine. It's still higher than everything else coolant system wise, because I can see all coolant pipes. It's still higher.
Yeah.
As long as this is higher, it's alright. Yeah, it'll be fine. Right, let's start making this in aluminium now. Problem number one, all alley sheets I've got a 500 by 500 just slightly too short. So what we're going to do is we're just going to make tank slightly shorter. So we've got to make sure all these measurements are perfect. I want this to work. Right, so 500 dead on, so mark centre point, so 25. 25, and the width for the tank. Width for the tank was, call it 10. So we want 5 either side, then, don't we?
Yeah.
So that's your centre line, so put another line there.
That's one.
No, there, 0 on it on.
Yeah.
And then you want it exact same to the side, 5 there. Just make that centre line a little bit clearer. So,
One should be 20. 30.
It's not at 30, so something's off. That's at 20. Where's your centre line? Centre line's at 25, yeah, that line's off, so wipe that one off. Put that other one up there.
Right there. I stand directly over it, I can't see, that's all.
Yeah, that's 30. So there's his width for his tank. Height of his tank is... So just put it's this height in it, so just put a line at that. We'll make some. Not leaving very good marks. This. Have I got a better pen? Let me find a better pen. Black pen. So there's his height. There's the width of the tank.
Nice, just to get it even either side now, all it is, you don't need to draw around them.
No, we don't need to finger, we need to make them lines straight up, so we need to go up there, make sure that's 10 wide at top and then it's just straight to corner.
Yeah.
Easy as that. 20 wide, 30 wide. It's basically just from that, straight to that corner now, innit? So just get a straight edge.
fold line. Fold. Fold. Will red folder do this? Strong one.
Yeah, red one will do this, yeah. Right, same for that corner now. And there we have it. So if we take this over to our guillotine now, we'll make cut, and we'll fold them two. That basically gives us the sides, and then we'll freehand the other bit afterwards. Be a bit easier, I think. So if you've never seen a guillotine before, you are going to be well impressed with this. Cuts 3mm aluminium like butter. No grinding, because when you're welding aluminium, if you cut it with a grinder, take it from me, it welds like shit. So this is the solution. Line it onto his blade. Just take me a second to get it lined up right. I only get one go. So wondering why they call it a guillotine if you're familiar with history. It's like what Henry VIII used to use. Off with his head. You ready? Just like that, that's one cut line. We'll do the next one. Great position. Not too far. Paint it off so we go too far. You ready? Cut number 2. And the last one. It'll be easy. Beautiful. Fold them two now. Take a spare bits because they'll become for a project for another day. So here's this fold what we're using. It's a Clark strong arm. It's cheapy really. It does the job. What we're going to use to fold this. We'll get it on as fold line. Just kissing it there like that. Right, and fold. Should be about 90.
Oh, I'm marked out, so
Idiots. So there's one. It's actually a little bit more than a 90. You see it? There you go. Actually a little bit more than a 90. Open it a bit with his hands. Easily. There we go. Fold number 2. Is there. Let's fold. So there's the edge section. Just going to go and check it fits, and then we're going to make the top and the bottom. So you've just seen us fold that one now. I have just thought something. Our handheld folder is not going to be able to bend this bend because I haven't measured it, but it's a lot more than a 90. It looks more like probably 120 degrees to be honest. We have got a little hydraulic one which we're going to try and do this, but again it's not going to get it that much. I don't know how we're going to get it the last bit yet. Don't know. That's what that's what winging it's all about, innit? We'll see. We'll see how we make it. I don't know. Follow along and you'll see. Right, let's first off let's mark how big it actually wants to be. Try and get so you guys can see what's happening. So. Whoa, whoa.
Oh, shit.
Right, so we're going to go a little bit longer because you've got to take into account the radius of the bend, which is about that much. Then I'm going to flip it over to about there. So what we're going to do is, I'll tell you what we're going to do, we're going to cut this entire strip off, we're going to put that fold there, and then we'll make sure we get the entire length for it. So that's what I'll do. I'll just cut that as one big long length. There's this fold line, and then I'll just slip it in guillotine after and just trim it down to 8 length. So this folder is not going to go as much as I need it to go. At the moment, I'm not sure how I'm going to get around that. I'm just winging it. We'll see. We'll see how it's going to work. So that's max, which is nowhere near enough, I can tell you now. So we are going to need a plan B.
It's going to be a squash, I reckon, it lies. Or jump on it. Put your weight, put your fucking fat cunt weight on it and you'll be sound.
Right, how are we going to do that? We're going to need to bend that somehow, some way. I don't think that'll bend anymore. Don't think the hand end will do it anymore than what it already than what that. Could try. Might do. Might do actually. Yeah, it will do actually. Look, it's going to go further than I thought it would. I didn't think it would go that far, but it will. Let's finish it with this one. I was worried about the radius, but I think this will do a similar radius. You know what? That's not bad. It's not bad at all. Watch it be too much.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking.
That's not enough still.
No,
but
it's looking
you know
good
what?
though.
We could get it tacked up. We could get it on there, tack,
Bend it
tack that
round.
corner, and we'll just bend it round with a G-clamp and then just send it home. So in terms of the lengthwise, it's perfect. Look, that's perfect. A little bit of a gap in that corner for it to get full penetration, then bend this down. I might even be able to do it by hand, you know. Like this now.
Yeah, but it's got to be right on it, I reckon.
Oh, I can do it by hand now. I've got to trim that off though, haven't I? That's the problem. I can't cut it with a grinder, it's got to be done with guillotine.
That's close.
It's close. Close enough for a mark, I'll tell you that. I'm cutting a little bit on inside of that black line.
That's not going to go in thing anymore, is it?
Because that wants to be like that, so actually, yeah. That's come out. You know what it looks like? Looks like a meal deal sandwich box.
It does.
I've just basically made an aluminium meal deal sandwich box. Why did that just go way too well?
Okay.
That just went way too well. That is
There's
like
your
a,
fucking
that's like a chicken and bacon, BLT,
cool and an head gasket.
$3.99 meal deal.
That's what we need to do it, livery wise. That'd be sick that for a coolant ball, livery wise.
What,
Chicken
and
yeah,
bacon?
yeah.
There we have it. That fits in that gap, beautiful. So I think get that tacked together now, and then we'll worry about where the lid's gonna go, and we'll worry about where fittings are gonna go and all that jazz. But in terms of fitment, that looks lovely. Looks mint. Right, we're gonna give that a good wipe now. and we'll get it together. So this afternoon's work is basically all about Ali. I've got a jigsaw puzzle here from another customer. That's a catch cam what he's designed up himself on CAD, and he's brought me 1,000 pieces all with black marks on where to weld them. That is not going to be one fun. I've got an intake pipe as well, and weld this, weld that. Not going to be fun. But yeah, so I'm going to get my own tank tacked together first, and then I'm going to do this in the last couple of hours a day, get it done, and it can just cool down ready for him to collect it tomorrow. So key with aluminium is it's got to be absolutely crystal clean, otherwise it will weld rough as out. Got to put the prep work in with aluminium or aluminum. Get all these super clean, and we'll get a nice finish on. Right, so that's his lunchbox all tacked together. We are going to have to put a hole in this now because we can't weld that fully shut because see we've got a bit of a gap there. Looks terrible, but it's not. Aluminium's very forgiving. I'll get a beautiful weld across there and you'll never even tell there's a gap. So we need to put the lid, drill the hole for the lid. So if I weld it without drilling any holes in it, what I do when it gets to the very last bit, all the hot air inside blows the weld out, makes an horrible mess. So it needs to have a hole in it. So we're going to cool this down, we'll mark where the lid goes, we'll drill that through, and put a rough mark where the outlet's going to go as well, and then if I've got the right fittings I'll weld them in, if not I might have to order them. Go and have a look, see what we've got. So I've just found this in my box of bits upstairs, just happens to be the perfect size for the coolant return line, so we'll just put a mark where that's going to go as well. So that's going down there. Now we don't want this coming off straight, otherwise it's not going to point where I want. It wants to be on there at a pretty strong angle like that. So we'll get a pen. Somewhere there, I don't know if you can see this on camera, hopefully you can. Somewhere there, and we're going to put it on. Rather than putting it on straight at a 90-degree angle, we're going to angle it this way like that, probably 45 degrees area, weld it on at an angle, that'll point roughly where we want to go for his coolant return line. Cap's going to go here on top somewhere, and then here we've got to put a, well that's like where the fill line I suppose, it's the feed, so that's where that's going to go. Let's drill these. A bit down there just to get rid of any burn through. That is now obviously a coolant inlet or return line, and it's also going to act as a vent for tank, so when we're welding all this up any heat will be able to come out of there, stop weld blowing out. 2 in 1. Just run a drill bit down that. Yeah, so basically that will just one line straight up to there. For that silicone one it'll just go straight on. Sorted. So off camera I just had a little bit of a measure up, see where I wanted cap. Basically I want cap straight in the middle like that. Return line, overflow pipe's going to come down there, down for. So the hole's, it's a big cap, the hole's only small, so we're just going to run through it with this 27mm hole saw, straight in the middle. We're going to make sure we get it in the middle. Yeah, going to be done shortly. This tank not taking long at all. So 2-inch centre line. I'll put that cap up to that. We'll put that centre of there, boom, that'll be golden. Sound, drill that. Clean all that off now, deburr it. For those of you thinking as well, how on earth are you going to know when there's enough coolant in it? Quite simply, you just leave a bit of an air gap. Leave a bit of an air gap at top, inch air gap at top, absolutely fine. Maybe even a bit more. The original bag cap bag bottle is just like it's a round sphere, and it's got like you just fill it halfway essentially. So with this, just fill it up, leave an air gap, be absolutely fine. If you want it to go fancy, you could have put levels in it and stuff. This is a budget build. I ain't doing fancy. This will do the job to serve a purpose only, and that's it. So this tank is coming together amazingly. We've got his return line on there, we've got his filler cap tacked on there. The only thing left is an outlet on here. Now I haven't got one the right size, but I do have some round stock and I do have a lathe. So I'm going to make one. I'm betting I can make one faster than one can get delivered to me. So I'm going to make one. I'm going to spin one up, drop it on there, and I'm going to weld this tank. And then other than some mounting brackets, this tank is essentially done then. We're not going to bother putting a sight glass in it. I don't need one, to be fair. I can just look through that hole. I can see when there's enough coolant in there. So we're not going to bother. We're going to keep it simple. So I'm going to turn this to this. See? I told you I could make you one faster than I could get one delivered. So I just need to trim this excess bit off now, get that weld to tank. In fact, I better make sure it fits in pipe. Just check before I get it big in. Oh, like a glove. You can't see, but take it from me, fits like a glove. So now I'm going to get that on tank and weld it up. Let's do it. So that's all welded up now. Show you. Came out quite nice. So, oops. Screw that back in there. What we're going to do now is Connor's just going to get a little rub up with some of this Scotch-Brite, because I will have this powder coated. I'll have it powder coated black. So it's essentially done, other than a few choice brackets. So it's going to need a bracket on this side, bracket on that end, just to mount it to the chassis. But in terms of been finished, it's almost there. But I am running out of time today. I've got that other aluminium job to do, which is somebody else's. So yeah, I'm going to get that done. Put a back burner on this for a second. Like I say, it is literally, this is an half an hour's job maximum really. Chuck some brackets on it and that's another thing ticked off my list. It'll fit on there nice, gives me good access to that, which is why I put that curve in it in case you were wondering. Weld that down there, weld it to the tank, nut and bolt straight through inner wing, which I've got good access to, and that's tank mounted. And there we have it, after my epic fails this morning. One finished coolant tank. So that's going to go off to powder coaters now, because I don't want to keep it silver, so we're going to have that powder coat of black.
This is definitely not a position you want to be in.
Not as a man.
Well, this is his feet. Hello, is that you? It's me. That's him done.
So I'm so busy doing that one up there that I forgot to really do much filming on this. So I can't really show you all of it, but we've drilled some holes in bulkhead. This is the original Seat Leon shifter. That's all through. We are going to put some rubber grommets in. Ben's just made this little thing up, little beauty. Plan is now I'm going to weld that to the floor pan and then the original shifter bolts straight to it. It is that easy. That is how we've got 6-speed shifters working in it. As for centre console, unsure at the moment. Escort 1 don't fit. Leon 1 will look a twat, so probably going to make one out of metal and have it powder coated, something like that. Don't know. Unsure. We'll see when we get to it. Carl said it's scrap. That's because he's jealous. That's jealousy, folks. Jealousy.
Jealous.
Jealousy. That's the voice of a man.
Jealous of something that's as old as me.
That's the voice of a man who's jealous. Right, so we have got working gears at this point now. We've got the, I'm just trying to get this straight for you, it's a bit boz-eyed. Right, there we go. So, original carpet's back in. This is now the complete shifter mechanism from the Seat Leon, hence why we've got the Leon gear knob on. We've drilled holes through the bulkhead. Cables are now run through the bulkhead back onto the gearbox. Everyone's telling me to leave the FR gear knob on because it adds a bit of a touch to it, but not feeling it, I'll be honest. I think I'm going to probably spin something up on lathe. Originally, this selector used to bolt in from underneath onto them studs, but we've gone a different approach. We've bolted it inside, and you know what? The driving position of it is absolutely lovely. Feels the right height, feels in right position, it just feels perfect. So, but the original centre console doesn't fit back in, and I don't want to put the Leon one in because that's not what I'm about. This is a Ford, it's not a Seat, so I don't want to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to utilise these studs, not now, at a later date. I think we're going to utilise these studs because we've got 2 at front as well. As you can see them, there you go, we've got 2 at front as well. We're going to make sort of like a metal enclosure type thing, just make it tidy up a little bit, because I wouldn't mind getting top shape into it, and I can have this clipped in as well. I mean, at the minute it's all just loose, but I wouldn't mind having that clipped into it and top bit as well, just to make a neat job of it. Cables wise, cables are all run under carpet until they get to the back. Again, when I do that paneling, I might make it so it goes down here, almost sort of like make a centre console out of it. Cup holder or something, 2 cup holders there. Couple of cup holders in it, and I reckon we'll be golden. But yeah, I'm not doing that yet. That's not a priority at the moment. Priority is getting it running first. So, let's get my to-do list, see what we've got left. My to-do list is getting smaller and smaller. Radiator and intercooler's done. Obviously, hoses required for radiator. Still gonna... What else we got? Boost pipes there done. Gear select cables done. Exhaust done. Coolant expansion tank done. Turbo intake pipe and shield. Well, that basically bolts straight on. Just wants a few alterations. Heater matrix pipes, they're going to be easy. That's the... There's 2 biggies in the room now. Fuel tank and pump and pedal box. Pedal box will probably be part 7. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you in the next one.